וכשנים קדמוניות, בעזרת השם, good morning, בשו"ת מרא דאתרא, בשו"ת הגבאים. Today is the 19th of the month of Shvat, Monday, the second day of the parashat Mishpatim, בעזרת השם. So the mitzvah for today is 235, mitzvah of shofet mishpat b'tzedek. There's obligation for a judge to judge properly. Mitzvah, we'll discuss in a second what that means. Mitzvah number 236, shelo leragel. A person is not allowed to be talking lashon hara or spreading what people talk about. That's Isur Deoraita, so like this. So mitzvah number 235 tells us, B'tzedek tishpot abitecha in Vayikra chapter 19, pasuk 15. What does that mean exactly? That we should be judging people righteously, properly. First rule is that anybody who is a dayan, anyone who has an information, a knowledge, Baruch Hashem, of Shas and Poskim, he is not to be misaref to judge people. First rule is that if you know how to judge, you must go and judge. Why? Chas v'shalom, if you don't judge, Baruch Hashem, the Jewish nation has a lot of judges. Everyone wants to be a judge. Everybody wants to put up to the nose, and they know what they're talking about, kivyachol, and what's going to happen. Chas v'shalom, Rahman al-Islam, the community will be destroyed because people who are not reuyim, who are not befitting to judge, will judge. Because you, a person who has information, who gotten the knowledge, you decided to be anaf. You decided to be humble. It says over there by Moshe Rabbeinu, he knew who he was. Even though he was the most humblest person, but he knew his stature in the community, and a person who has that, b'tzedek tishpot adamitecha, here the Chacham says you must, even though Chazal say that a person should not be dan yechidi, but if the people came to him and there is no choice, he has no right to be misaref, he has no right to say I'm not judging. Mitzvah number 236 tells us that a person has to be very cautious and careful not to spread rumors, what he heard. This one said about this one said. It says, Ad kedei kach, over there, first of all, the Torah tells us, chapter 19, pasuk 16, Lo tilech rachil ba'anmecha, right? You're not allowed to transfer information from one to the next. In English, it's called tale bearer. The Isur over here is that tale bearer, tales, you're saying this one said about you. Oh, you know what you heard what Reuben talks about you. You heard what David talks about you. Another Isur in that, very important Isur, that if you know there is a riv, you know there is a fight between two people, it's Asur for you ever to praise the other person in front of this person. So you mean if you know that Reuben is Shimon, they have a little, little stick up over there. You can't say, oh, you know what I heard about? Wow, Reuben did a good thing. He donated $2,000 in the shul today. This guy, he's the thief. Of course he donated $2,000 because it's not his. Can't say nothing. You can't open b'chez. That's avak l'shon hara. But the most important over here, that one of the maybe elements that we could take from here, the Rambam holds that if anybody goes around and malshin and he's Jew, calls up the government for anything. By the way, they're building a mikvah over here. Oh, it's not legal. There's no permit. Rahman al-Islam says Rambam, it's a mitzvah actually to kill such a person. It's a mitzvah. A Jew calls and that's bichlal this Isur mitzvah number 236. A person who goes and calls on government, on his friends, on his neighbor. Oh, by the way, the grass. I don't understand the inspector. He passes by my house. He gives me a ticket. But every time my neighbor, who has inches of grass much bigger than me, and he never got a ticket, and he calls the government for that. Rahman al-Islam, Hashem should be watching us, protecting us from such a people, and we should be very cautious what we say when we say Baruch Adonai, Amen, Amen.